Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This time I had a great opportunity to talk to Mr. Hunter Dunham, and obviously competing at a high level in the nation, Moto America, Super Hooligans class. Fantastic guy, a lot of history in endurance racing. Got a little bit into how he got into the sport, kind of where he started. Talked quite a bit about his nutrition and training. Nice little thing he talked about is his treat he likes to go to when he's done racing. Also, one of the things he thinks is the most important thing in the sport to be working on, and we should all be training on. So, yeah, had a great time talking with him. Such a great guy. Hopefully we'll enjoy the conversation here. So, yeah, let's get into it. All right, Hunter, welcome. Thanks for joining, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate your time. So welcome to the podcast. A little bit about you that I kind of dug up on the web. I got my notes over here, so I'm kind of looking at that as I go. But started racing at age 4, pretty wild there.
hmm
Started or got your road racing license at age 8, which is it's amazing. Three-time We Are Grand National Champion, multi-year Moto America competitor, third overall in 2022 with the Superbike Cup Championship. That's amazing.
Yep.
Two-time we're a heavyweight national endurance champion, right? That's with the Army of Darkness team.
Yep.
Awesome accomplishment there. Moto America Super Hooligan Racer. You've been doing that for a few years now. So,
hmm
and obviously, we know each other through the champ school. You've been an instructor there for quite some time. So, that's awesome, man. Anything I missed there? Anything else you'd add on?
No, not really. That's pretty much it right there. There's nothing not too crazy, but yeah, a lot of years of doing this. Just trying to improve every year and try to get better.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I mentioned, starting at a pretty young age, man. What got you into riding? What kind of started you off there?
Yeah, so I think of course, it's like typical kind of kids do it. You kind of follow after what your parents do. My dad did it when I was little.
Nice.
Kind of got into it, and then of course he had to stop racing because we wanted to do it. I have an older brother that we kind of started racing, and then we went and kind of did little pocket bike stuff, and then Metric kit stuff, and then it kind of transitioned, and then unfortunately. I wanted to be a normal kid for a while and play stick and ball sports.
Oh, cool.
Um, so like for a while, 10 pretty much through all my middle age years, I didn't race. I rode every now and again on like dirt bikes, but didn't ride a road race bike until I graduated high school. So basically kind of got the itch again and just kind of one thing led to another and then kind of saw that we had, potential to kind of pick back up where we left off and just kind of starting from scratch. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I think it would just kind of stem from just always being infatuated with motorcycles, but like my dad did it when we were younger. I mean, you just kind of fall into it, and then I guess I didn't learn because I fall off of them too many times. So, not that smart. So,
what drew you back to it? What brought you back to the sport?
I don't know, just kind of something left unknown. It's different. Like it's not the normal. I didn't really do well with team sports, because you put on all that effort, but if somebody doesn't put that same effort in, you don't really succeed.
Yeah,
So I guess that independence of being yeah, there's a team involved, but once you're out on track, it's just yourself.
right.
So I think that's what kind of drew me back, but the unknown of like what could have been, right?
Yeah,
In the high school years, and then like, all right, yeah, let's go ride, and then getting that. Once you do it once, you kind of it's hard to explain to people the adrenaline rush or the dopamine effect when you're riding.
yeah, yeah.
So like that just kind of drew you back, and then once you ride again, then you're like, okay, let's see how far we can go. So.
Nice, nice, awesome, awesome, man. What was that moment that kind of hit you to say, man, this is it. This is what I want to do. Was there a specific moment that kind of caught you and said, man, I'm going forward with this. This is what I want to put my time into and dedicate my life to.
I think it was like, of course, when you're little, it's just something fun to do. Like you grow up in it, you're there, and you kind of just go with the motions. Your friends are at the racetrack, being racing or when you're little, you don't really have friends at home because you're always gone racing. So going to the racetrack to see your friends, hang out there. So it was kind of there, kind of almost a home for me when I was growing up. But then like getting back to it, I think the moment was like, you show up, you think, all right, let's just take it nice and easy, let's enjoy it. But then
Yeah,
as soon as you show that you have some pace or you go out and start racing and start winning, then you're like, well, what if, right? So
right,
then you just
right.
keep pushing the envelope until you're like, oh, well, I can do this. And then more opportunities come and just kind of
Yeah,
snowball effects from there. So I don't think it's a certain point. Um, but it's something different to do, but it's just kind of like, okay, realizing you got to be a realist about it sometimes, right? Because sport's kind of expensive. You can't just be like,
yeah,
well, I'll get there one day, right? And if you don't have pace, if you're 10 seconds off, you're like, okay, there's
yeah,
no point in doing that. So
yeah,
just the I would say just the kind of opportunity and like the ceiling for it, like you get at a pretty high level pretty quick, and then you're like, okay, I can maybe turn this into something.
yeah, yeah. Because that's obviously a big jump between something you want to enjoy, it's a hobby,
Right.
versus a career and
Yeah.
being
Try
competitive. Yeah.
having money, having no money.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Awesome. Awesome. So you're kind of in your late teens. You're starting to figure out this is what you want to work towards, what you want to do. When we're young, we tend to not really think about these things because we're just so active, and
Yeah.
like you said, you're into sports and all. But was there a point when you were getting into riding and into competing where you kind of recognized, man, I need to start thinking about the physicality of this, right? The training side, the mental side of this. Where did you ever come across that, or where did that fit into it?
Yeah, I would say lucky for me, I've always been like more the athletic type. Like
Mhm.
I've always wanted to push myself to an extent to where like, okay, all right, I might not be the most skilled, but I'm gonna always be the most fit. I don't want that to be deciding factor. I want that to be crossed off, right?
Yeah,
So any sport I do, I've always wanted to work above and beyond on the fitness side because that's what I can control.
yeah,
So I would think yes, for sure. Moving up into the bigger bikes and stuff, the physicality. I am a bigger statured guy for a motorcycle. I'm unfortunately not an Italian jockey that fits on these things are designed around. So the pure muscle aspect, I've never had a problem with because I have the leverage.
yeah,
But the endurance part, for sure, like throwing around those big bikes, the breathing, the mental stuff, everything. Yeah, as you get faster, get up in the ranks,
yeah,
it just matters that much more.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you mentioned endurance. Well, I have a question for you about that later, but thinking about that, what does your training look like right now, right? When all the stuff you've not even been doing, but what you're doing now, what does that training look like for you now?
Yeah, so it's kind of changed. It's not really changed that much this year just because I just all the travel and stuff. But usually it's just a lot of cycling. Unfortunately, racing motorcycles, we find the limit and fall off of them a lot and kind of hurt our bodies,
Yeah,
right? You have
yeah,
these pains, you're like, oh yeah, that's for motorcycles. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, that's for motorcycles.
yeah,
So like cycling's non-impact bearing,
yeah,
so like it doesn't mess your body up too much, and you can do it at any age. You can ride through all that. And
yeah,
like I would say when I first got into back into racing, I was a runner in high school, so I enjoyed running, cross country and stuff like that. So I still will dabble in that, but I would think I learned it kind of from Josh Hayes. Josh Hayes got me into cycling.
nice.
Um, so kind of just getting out on the bicycle right now, I try to average, 20-hour weeks would be nice if I could do it.
Yeah,
Um, but so much travel in mid-season, stuff like that, it doesn't really happen. If I could at least get 120 miles a week, I'm pretty happy.
yeah,
But it's at least an hour and a half a day.
okay,
Like I try to get an hour and a half, 2 hours.
yeah,
Now that it's warmed up here in Georgia, we can go out and I can roll at 6:30 in the morning and have an hour and a half, and before the day gets started, kind of have to do other stuff, right? Other work stuff, but I can go out and still do my work if I need to in the morning time. So a lot of cycling. Like I'll run when I'm on the road because it's easier to just pack running shoes. Do
Yeah.
I hate it? Yes, but it has to be done, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we cycling's good, and unfortunately for me, cycling was probably should have been my calling. If
Yeah.
you ask
Yeah.
all my friends, like I'm the best motorcyclist for being a cyclist. That's the joke. Just I just take a knack to it and just have the power and
Yeah.
whatever it is. I guess I just like to suffer.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. It's just like running. You never gets
Yeah.
easier, or you just get faster.
Right, right. Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you when you're cycling, do you focus more on intensity or just consistency with distance or what do you kind of
Certain
lean towards?
things. Luckily here in town, we have a pretty good bike shop called Sonoy Bicycle. A lot of guys you might hear it around the paddock and stuff like that. They support a lot of us. Where they built a good community. Carter, the shop owners, built a good community. So we have a couple group rides a
Yeah.
week that are pretty gnarly. Our Tuesday night ride is like Tuesday Night Worlds. It's throat, like it's cutthroat, it's attack
Oh,
after attack, like
nice.
it's good for like VO2 stuff, like intensity stuff. But
Yeah.
usually I'll do like try to do two intensity a week,
Mhm.
leading into some, trying to build up into something. But most of the time it's just zone two long endurance stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you work zone two stuff, it only lasts like 2 weeks if you really get into it. So you don't really need it all the time, but it's
Yeah.
nice to have that top end um, kind of thing. And it's funny because me and James Rispoli cycle a lot, and I literally called him today talking about the Tuesday night ride that happened last night. I'm like, dude, I have no top end right now just because I haven't been riding, right?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been with traveling and stuff, and year to year changes. Like I try to, the goal is for 10,000 miles a year on the bicycle.
Wow.
Which is pretty a lot, it's pretty good amount. I think I was like at 88 last year, so just kind of missed out. But like this year, right now, I'm sitting at like 1,700. Like, so it's like
Yeah.
I didn't have a big winter. I trained for a half marathon with the boys. So like it took away from it. So yeah, traveling does kind of hurt,
Yeah.
but base miles is the biggest thing. It's just having the base.
Yep.
I've found that it's easier to stay fit than get fit.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just kind of
Right.
try to do a lot of base miles. Like I said, we have some group rides. My father rides, and we have the Triumph motocross boys here local.
Nice.
So we'll do like big group rides when they're home. Just chill, just go out for a couple hours and just spin the legs.
Yeah.
Right. Just doesn't have to be coffee shops if we need to, just chill
Yeah.
out riding, you know. We also like the bicycle because it's balance driven, right? It's
Right.
still two wheels. Yes, it's not a motorcycle, but it still helps with coordination and everything like that.
Yeah. Now, do you tune your riding to help with tune your cycling to help with your riding at the track, or do you just use it as a general way to stay fit? I don't know if you thought of it as okay, I'm gonna go, build a plan around my cycling to help specifically for my riding.
I wish it was that way. But I think just cycling in general, because you're building leg strength and core
Yeah.
strength, really.
Right.
So like the more time you spend on the bicycle, the better.
Yeah.
For me, certain people don't like the bicycle. I just enjoy it, so I'm gonna do what I enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't like to go out for a couple hours. But for the strength in the legs is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But also core, and then it's just mental, like to
Yeah.
go out and be down in a big group ride where like, look, I'm getting dropped, or just go out for a couple hours. It's like, okay, it's mentally,
Yeah.
more training than like physically, like, but it's just something we like to do. And luckily for me, we've built this community around here so I can always go with somebody.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine, Caleb. He's a pro, and he's riding anyways, so I'm riding. So we just meet up. We meet in town. We'll do our routes and then ride back home.
Nice.
But it's nice because if you have to ride alone, it gets pretty boring pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent a good part of a year training for a century ride,
hmm
and it was just me on either the trainer in my office or out on the road, and like you said, it was all mental, right? It was just putting myself in my own head and just in my own thoughts for hour after hour, mile after mile, and I really enjoy it as well. I enjoy cycling and just get a ton of reward out of it. So it was actually pleasurable just to kind
Yep.
of have that separation. But yeah, I definitely can see how that drive with other folks can kind of keep you moving and help a
Yeah.
lot. So, yeah,
Yeah. Trainers,
yeah.
trainers, I have one. I will not, I refuse to get on it.
Well,
I,
I have to have something to distract me too. I gotta have something either,
oh,
music or
yeah.
something I'm watching or something going on there. I'm not just staring at the wall for for 2 or 3 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, taking a little step back, as you started to grow into the sport and start competing at a high level, what would you say was kind of the hardest part of improving your performance in your riding? What do you think was the biggest struggle for you there?
I think the biggest thing is you're talking about kind of jump from amateur to pro or
Just yeah, just as you were growing with your skill level and becoming more competitive and realizing, man, this is something I'm going to do. You're working on your riding, you're working on your skill, but you're also working on being able to perform.
yeah.
What was the hardest part there you felt?
I think the hardest part is just, it's kind of not getting in your own way in a sense. It's like once you get to the top, right? You never feel like you make it. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people get there and they think they've made it.
Yeah,
But you never really do. If and
yeah,
like complacency will kind of hurt you. And that's just kind of in all sports, but it's like the top guys, everybody knows how to ride a motorcycle, so it's just trying to figure out, you know, what I struggle with a lot is at the beginning was just getting up to pace quickly, right?
yeah,
At nationals, and being rolling off the truck with something rather than I need to go do this, and then you spend all weekend chasing your tail.
yeah.
And still, you kind of can still get yourself that way sometimes
Hmm.
when you're just trying to find that extra little bit. But it's also just being confident in yourself that hey, I know how to do this. Let me just go ride the motorcycle.
Yeah,
The biggest thing is just not trying to almost trick fuck yourself.
yeah,
Excuse my French, in a circle. By the time when you roll off the truck, by the time you leave on Sunday, it's the same bike, but
yeah.
you've gone all
Right.
the way around. And
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes it's like that. So
yeah.
it's just kind of trying to figure out what that edge is and just being confident with yourself,
Yeah,
right?
that
Because
speaks a lot to the mental side of the sport,
yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely, definitely. Was there a turning point where you kind of realized, man, things are starting to click, or you realize, man, if I start doing this a little differently or made this change, this is kind of where it's really starting to hone in for you?
A little bit, yeah. Josh has worked with me a lot, Hayes, when we were teammates with the AOD stuff.
Yeah,
So he would kind of point stuff out and like I think the endurance stuff helped me a lot because you have so much on track time at speed, right?
yeah,
Because track days nowadays, you don't really get that many laps,
yeah,
right? Red flags, they're packed, don't really get any clean laps, but like endurance and you're actively racing.
yeah,
So like just trying stuff like, during the national, our races are 8 laps. Like you can't really try anything. You just have to go, right? You
yeah,
have to just switch the brain off and go.
yeah,
So I think that's really helped with the riding aspect. I wouldn't say I still haven't found that aha moment because I'm always chasing, right? I'm not winning yet. So I'm still trying to find what can I do to make it better. And I think everybody is, even if you're winning, you're trying to make sure they don't catch you.
yeah,
So there's never really like an aha moment, like okay, if I do this, checks all the boxes, right?
yeah.
Because once you do this, it's always a compromise. Something else is going to struggle.
Right,
So
right.
it's always, like I said, not being complacent, but not afraid to try stuff,
Nice. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, sounds like Josh has been a pretty big influence in the paddock, man. I
Oh
hear him
yeah,
a lot when it comes to mentoring and helping riders out. He seems like a fantastic guy. I've met him a few times, but I don't know if you remember me, but just had a few chats with him, and he's
yeah.
always very straightforward guy.
Yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's been around
Yeah,
it a long time. The
yeah,
old man can still get around.
no kidding, man. He's still competing at a really high level, so that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive what he's doing out there. Take a little shift here. So, getting a little bit into the nutrition side of things. What does that look like for you? How do you think about nutrition when you're you're planning for, training or riding and just in general day to day, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I'm the greatest at nutrition. Just with off season, yeah, I'm pretty good about it. I try to eat the same things, try to eat the healthy stuff. Like you kind of get to a point where like you know what your body likes. And I keep it pretty simple, right? I don't know how to cook that much, but I know what to cook. I know how to
Right.
cook the things I need to cook.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's pretty much the kind of the same, but the nutrition's big. Lucky enough, I train a lot, so it doesn't really what I put in my body doesn't matter too much.
yeah,
It's like if I train a lot, I just need calories, but
yeah,
I still try to. It does make a difference. Like I'm not going to fast foods and stuff like that, so I'm still trying to
yeah,
make whole stuff, like whole food choices and organic over other stuff. But it's so hard nowadays and especially when you're traveling, doing like now that I'm kind of engulfed in the schools and stuff, like the traveling's so hard to be
yeah,
consistent. And
yep,
I wish I could be better. I wish I had the discipline, but I like to eat.
yeah,
Like it's plain and simple. I like to eat, so I just work out harder and burn more calories so I can eat what I want to.
yeah.
But
You got a little youth on your side too.
yeah, I still have some youth, but it's catching up. So like I can see it. Like I still watch it. Like I'm still good about it.
Yeah,
Um, because I know I just don't want to eat the crap. Like
yeah,
if I don't buy it, because if I buy it, I eat it. So
yeah,
like if people come to my house like your pantry and your fridge is barren, there's a reason,
yeah,
right? Because if I have it, I'll eat it.
yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, it does play a big part. Of course, certain people have to watch it more than others. If I don't put in the miles or the cycling all the time, so that's why I like cycling because it
Yeah,
burns a lot of calories.
yeah,
Because you're out there for a while. I notice all like, all right, well, I gotta watch myself. But it is a big part. Like a lot of, I think hydration's a really big
yeah,
aspect of it all. But yeah, I do watch it, but not like I'm not weighing stuff. I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
yeah, yeah. Right, right, right. Yeah, but you're aware of it,
Oh,
which is
yeah, for sure. Like I just try to, what goes in, what comes out.
yeah.
So, good in, good out.
Yeah, yeah. So with the long distance cycling and also the endurance events and that type of thing, do you approach what you're fueling your body with a little differently? Do you kind of look at those days and say, I've got a long ride coming ahead of me, or I know I'm going to be riding six hour endurance race.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you when you start thinking about fueling for those events?
Yeah, for sure. The major events, yeah, I will. Like I'll kind of, almost you'll hear the word carb loading basically the day
Yeah,
before, pasta or whatever, but just kind of making sure the body's full because you know you're going to burn it.
yep,
Just kind of just gets the energy bank as full as you can get it because you know you're going to expend it. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, I would think leading into something, yeah, definitely carb loading.
yeah,
And then for the cycling, of course, taking enough food because that's where most people suffer is they don't eat and your body burns so fast. And like now the pro guys it's like 120 carbs an hour, which is it's
yeah,
insane how much they're taking in. I'm like, you have to train yourself to eat that much.
yeah, yeah,
But so like I would say you know, people think that you're not supposed to eat, whatever. Like, no, you gotta feel
yeah,
the engine at a certain point.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I definitely will look into it, especially big races and endurance races and stuff. Try it like a couple nights before. Make sure you're hydrating into that week, not just the day before, because it doesn't work that way,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
In hydrating into the week, but then kind of pre-planning. Okay, I'm gonna just have make sure I carb load the next couple days just
yeah,
to make sure I have a good then and then of course just eating, right? Eating the day of,
right.
trying to eat, right? A lot of people will get that. I used to when I don't know if it was nerves or whatever, just started out back racing like the pro stuff. I couldn't eat.
Yeah,
Like it was hard for me to eat and then just something in my stomach, but like I've had to train to force myself, okay, you need to eat or you're going to crash pretty
yeah,
much. Like your
right.
body's just going to crash. It
Yeah,
needs the fuel.
yeah, yeah. Did you have any instances where that kind of happened to you? You kind of hit a wall, or start to notice, man, if as I'm fueling better, I'm performing better? Where do you see
In
that?
motorcycling, not really too much. I just didn't feel like crap the rest of the day.
Hmm.
Cycling, yes. Oh, I've hit so many walls. Cycling,
Yeah.
it's not even fun. I need food now. It doesn't matter what, I just need sugar. Like
Yeah.
I've been plenty of times, muscle cramping, just you know, poor decision on my part, poor fueling, just kind of pay the consequences. And you're just
Yeah.
like, well, and then after a while, you know it's coming. So you're just like, yep, I did this to myself again. So it's like you kind of just trial by fire with that. Luckily, in the motorcycle, we don't race that long. So it's not like huge. But yes, after the fact, like leading in long weekends, endurance racing for sure
Right. Right.
is more than anything. But like we do race not that long. So it's not, it hasn't ever played a factor in the,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can withstand that for 8 laps.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Do
Right.
you have a go-to source or thing you like to use for fueling? Any type of snack or carb or something that you like?
Fig bars are pretty good. I like the Nature Val or the Nature's Oaks or Bakery, whatever it is. Fig bars. They're pretty nice just because they're not too heavy
Yeah.
and they're kind of soft to chew. They're not too thick,
Right.
and they won't melt. And then, of course, just the energy goos. I'll actually take those on race weekends right before, just kind of get a little caffeine spike.
Yep.
Precision Fuel makes some good ones, and so I do those, of course, for cycling because you can stuff them in the jerseys and stuff. But just and
Yeah.
also bananas, oranges, any kind of fruit, grapes,
Yep.
um, anything that's simple, that's easy to digest, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing too heavy, like
Yeah.
especially getting close to the race. It's hard to eat heavy stuff.
Yep.
But
Yep.
after the race, once you're done, then I just chow down. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
before the races and stuff, it's definitely I kind of try to eat clean,
Hmm.
right? Before like nights before, but most of the work's already done. I actually heard a quote somebody told me this year. It was like Top Rack said, once he gets to the race weekend, all the work's done. So he eats
Yeah.
whatever he wants. He'll eat ice cream and stuff like that, whatever he wants, because the work's done. It's not gonna
Yeah.
matter, right?
Yeah.
You just got
Yeah.
to enjoy it. The work happens Monday through Friday before you get to the race
Yeah.
weekend.
No kidding. No
Um,
kidding. Yeah.
so that's why when I come home, I try to keep it same stuff every day, just pretty simple,
Yeah.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your guilty pleasure once things are kind of done that you go to after either after a big
oof.
event or
See, I love ice cream. I love ice cream, but I'm kind of like half lactose intolerant,
Hmm.
so it tears me up. But if
Yeah.
it's sometimes worth it.
Yeah.
But I love like sweets, like gummy stuff. Like man, like gummy bears, all that stuff. Like I can't buy them because I love them. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Can't have them in the house because you'll just polish them off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just bam bam and oh yeah. So anything
Yeah.
gummy related is my weakness.
Yeah. 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 Definitely, man. Definitely. Cool. Um, let's talk a little bit about the mental side of things. We talked a little bit about that before, but you got race weekend coming up, whether it be a endurance race or a, super hooligan event. What's talk me through kind of what's going through your mind, man. How are you mentally preparing for that? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I know everybody's different, and it comes down to the mental side of things. Just kind of like if I do my work during the week, I cross my T's and dot my I's, like
Yeah.
I know I can show up the most prepared I can, right? If that's cycling, it's riding moto in the yard, doing my 20-minute motos,
Yeah.
um, whatever it is, and then just kind of see like, all right, I'm pretty good here, kind of mentally watching races, kind of preparing as much as I can, looking at track maps, just kind of looking at times and stuff like that. Just kind of just being mentally like in the moment, looking forward to the weekend, not coming prepared. I think that's where the mental side comes from, is being prepared, not just kind of showing up.
Yeah.
Just basically knowing, hey, I've done all the work. Let me now let's just see where all the cards fall, because at the end of the day, it's you could do it all and then have a terrible weekend, but you
Yeah.
can control what you can control.
Right. Do you have any routines you kind of go through to get you prepped? Anything you processes you execute every time?
I wouldn't say every time, just because it's just like where I'm coming from, whatever. But like
Yeah,
for track purposes, yes, I'll always watch the races coming up. I'll uh, I'll watch re-races. I'll look at times. I'll look where we were last year, where we what we struggled at. Look at track maps. Kind of just do all my homework on previous years, if we've been there.
yeah,
Just kind of get in the mental space. Okay, this is what prioritizing the weekend, what we need to work on each session going in, and just kind of building a base so where we know what we need to work for. On the fitness side stuff, like I just do the same routine if I'm home, right? Making sure, all right, yep, I can do this. All right, didn't get dropped on the group ride. Like I'm still fit. Like I'm all right. Like
yeah,
because that for me is the confidence. Like just like all right, I'm still in a good spot. Those dots and those I's are dotted and those T's are crossed for the fitness side. Let me just focus on this other side.
yeah,
But you get so crazy in the hustle and bustle of the year once we get into racing and teaching and all that. It's like, okay, the confidence comes from the off season of building the off season base to
yeah,
where okay, I can handle anything that's kind of thrown in my way.
yeah,
And I think it's just years of experience.
yep,
Granted, a lot people have a lot more than I do, but it's just being mentally okay. I know where I'm at.
yeah, yeah. How's about if something kind of throws you off, you have a bad session or something and you kind of get thrown off mentally, lost some focus. How do you snap back in? How do you readjust there?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just you control what you can control. Like
Yeah,
honestly, if it's a malfunction, something happens, you just got to go, okay, that's out of my control. Let me just get back to doing it, right? If it's a fault, if it's a tip over, okay, people are like, oh, how do you do it? I'm like, well, I go back out, I go through that corner once, maybe I back off the pace. Okay, I've done it 1,000 times. Let's just go back to it, right? And you get used to it. You kind of get numb to it. Like, okay, switching back on the focus. Like you got a job to do, right?
yeah,
It's just like
yeah,
anybody else,
right,
right?
right.
You got a job to do. Paperwork doesn't go through as somebody's office job. All
Yeah,
right, let me just reset, try it again.
yeah,
Kind of just different high stakes. You just kind of look at it the same way, but yeah, when stuff happens, you just gotta have like mind like a goldfish. You're like, okay, that's out of my control. Or
yeah,
if it was your fault, like, okay, what did I learn? Okay, let's not do that again.
yeah,
It just sucks. The mechanical stuff, of course, sucks. You're mad about it. Yeah, you want to pout and stuff, and you'd be mad for 10, 15 minutes, and they're like, all right, how are we gonna fix this? How are we not gonna do that again?
yeah,
Like, second race at Barber this year, clutch went first lap. Was I stoked? Absolutely not. Did I let the team have it? Yes. But then after that, we calmed down. We made a plan. Never. I don't have to worry about it happening again. Right? You
yeah,
kind of put the plan in place rather than just scald somebody and you know, oh no, let's make a plan. Let's actually have a solution to our problem.
yeah, yeah. Is that something that that perspective that build naturally over time for you as you go through the sport, or did you have somebody that kind of mentored you through that to help develop that skill?
I think so. I think it helps, but it also with the people surrounding you surround yourself with. My family's been involved with my racing my whole career, and so like instilled it from at a young age. Even it's like, hey, you can do what you can do. Let's see, right? It's not always you know your fault or whatever. It's shit happens. Like, hey, let's just
Yeah,
move on. We can't control what's in the past. We're going forward. Like,
yeah,
there's no, it happened to happen. Let's take what we can and move on. Everything's a learning experience.
yeah,
So I think it's just from an early age, and then as you move on through the rank, as you grow up a little bit, you just realize, yeah, we don't live in a perfect world, so shit's gonna happen,
yeah,
and we just gotta. It's how you bounce back from that gets you where you are.
yeah. Awesome. Nice, man. Um, so, mention being an instructor at Champ School, you and I
Mhm.
work together there.
Yeah.
Um, Working with a lot of riders, helping them out, helping them progress. We talk a lot about technique at the school and how to
Hmm.
apply that. And, one of the reasons I'm starting this is because there's these aspects off the track that we don't really talk about a lot, right? And
Right.
don't get into as much. Um, if you're working with a rider and you start talking about these things, what do you help them kind of understand or focus on when you think about the off track training and aspects of it?
The biggest thing I would say is, just, you know, motorcycling is, yeah, it's a lot of mental stuff, but like, the people we're doing the normal street riders and stuff like that, they don't might be not going racing and everything like that.
Right.
So the biggest thing I would say is just kind of, the fitness aspect. It's more physical than you think it is,
Yeah.
right? And kind of being efficient on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I usually work on is just efficiency,
Nice.
right? Because it is a physical thing, but if you're tiring yourself out more, you could be the fittest dude in the world and still
Yeah.
get tired.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
fitness comes in a lot, and we've seen it through the school. People getting fit to ride better. Yes, it helps. Just right, and it just helps everything. Your fitness. You get up, you go do something, you work out, you mentally become stronger. It's just kind of a whole package. Just what comes along with being in shape.
Yeah.
I know certain people don't have the time and stuff like that to do it, but like it is a sacrifice to do that. But
Yeah.
I would think just the efficiency of riding a motorcycle, right,
Yeah.
is a key part of riding one well. Just being efficient with the controls and working the controls when you need to, rather than hanging on for dear life and then you're getting tired, arm pump after a lap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to use Johnny Ray a lot as an
Mhm.
example.
Yep.
Six-time World Superbike champ, and he always looked
Yeah.
lazy on the bike, right? He looked like he was just out for a Sunday afternoon ride, and
Yeah.
people would talk to him after the races like, "I'm just trying to hold on to that thing," right? Because,
Yeah.
but he was very efficient, right, with everything that he did on the bike. So, yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, and I think that's why, Hayes is so good so late in his career and he can
Yeah.
continue because how efficient he is at working controls, but also putting the motorcycle where he wants it to.
Right, right.
Um, he's kind of the same way for us over here, or Bobier is the same way when he was back on the Yamahas. But yeah, the efficiency goes so much just how you process things, everything. And that's just efficient with the eyes, your hands, your feet, your body, your
Yeah,
movement, right? It's a whole package deal.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, let's get into a few kind of rapid fire questions here, just for fun. Um, can be a short answer, doesn't have to be, too
Yeah.
detailed if you don't want, but I think this one might be a little obvious. Track or street?
Yeah, track. I don't even own a street bike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of the coaches have been doing street riding a lot more now,
Yeah,
but you don't tend to get out on the street much at all.
just my bicycle.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Cool. So favorite bike you've ever ridden? Been on
Ooh,
lots of different stuff out there. What would you say is one of your favorite bikes? It can be a Yamaha, but it doesn't have to be, right?
I don't know. I've ridden a lot of stuff. I think the Ducati, like straight off the showroom floor, is like the best all around bike. Yeah, they're weird,
Yeah,
but like the craftsmanship of them,
yeah. You're talking
I
about the new
really
V4, the V4R?
yeah, just the
Yeah,
new ones and just like certain things. But like I'm pretty like I if it has two wheels, handlebars, and a motor, I'll ride it.
yeah.
I've got to ride a couple stuff. I would say the Stark motocross bike's pretty impressive. The
Okay.
electric one.
Interesting. Yeah,
I've ridden one of those, and it's just different.
yeah.
I'm curious to see what the new Light Fighter and stuff would be.
Hmm.
I want to ride one of those just to see. I've ridden around one now,
Yeah,
them racing in the hooligans class, and it's pretty crazy. But they look pretty cool. So,
yeah,
but I would say the Ducatis, Johnson, Yamahas are nice.
yeah,
I do enjoy them. They've it's crazy how good stock motorcycles are nowadays.
yeah,
You can't go wrong with them.
yeah,
But yeah, no, the Ducatis they're pretty fun.
yeah. Nice, nice. Um, Coffee before a ride? Coffee drinker? Yes.
Oh, the-
Yeah.
I have to. give credit. Rispoli got me on coffee, and now it's bad. Like it's so bad. Like we'll stop 3 or 4 times. It's coffee before the ride, 2 coffees before the ride. We'll ride out, stop at a coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah. Is this
Yeah,
just
we
cycling or yeah, it's just cycling when you're out?
yeah. There's a coffee shop budget for cycling. That's how bad it is. It don't matter. It's oh, I'll stop for another one. Sure,
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a little strange. So I love the smell of coffee brewing and I love the
yeah,
smell of bacon cooking,
but you
but
don't like them.
I don't drink coffee and I don't eat bacon. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you think of I say one non-negotiable habit for a rider? What would come to mind if I said that?
Non-negotiable
Non-negotiable
earplugs.
habit. Earplugs? Oh yeah?
Earplugs.
Yeah.
I don't know people that wear them, and I think they're psychotic.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't wear them. Like I have to. I roll out. I've made a mistake. I've rolled out one time in an endurance stint with no earplugs, and it was the worst hour
Oh,
of my life.
I bet. Yeah, yeah.
Was
I,
frantic. Bike was coming in. I didn't know. Oh, I got to get my helmet on, and forgot them. And I was like, "Shoot me now," because it
yeah,
was
wow.
terrible.
It's funny you say that because I just recently had to switch mine up. I can't do the foam ones; they just fall right
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
So I was doing the molded ones for the longest time, and they
mhm.
were okay. But after a certain time, I don't know if they just eventually shrink over time or the mold kind of changes, but they would start to loosen up. So I'd start
Yeah,
to hear too much noise. Well, my wife found these like minus 50 decibel, plugs for sleeping, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and I put them in the last event this past weekend, and I could barely hear the bike.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just
And that's
everything's so quiet and so relaxed. I was like, man, I could almost not hear things around me, which was good and bad at the same time, right? It helped
yeah,
me like, get laser focused on what I was doing,
yeah.
but they
I
definitely
do
did that.
like to hear the bike. Like stock bikes are hard to hear with earplugs.
Yeah,
Because you can't, you're just trying to listen to them a little
yeah,
bit. They're
yeah.
hard, they're a little quiet, but
Yep.
yeah, earplugs are non-negotiable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. I like that. I like that. Biggest pet peeve in the riding culture.
Ooh.
What would you call out there?
Hmm. I would say biggest pet peeve is people telling you you don't to move your butt off more.
Yeah, yeah,
Body does not matter.
yeah, yeah,
There's been so many world champions with screwed up body position. You
yeah,
know, there's more better priorities than your body position.
yep, yep. Yeah, I
Like seeing
know
these
we
people hang off, and I'm like, you're just asking for it, right?
yeah,
Doing a lot of coaching at track days and stuff. People are coming around you. It's the scariest thing in the world because you're
yeah,
like, you have no idea how close you are to the limit
right,
and you're just stuck there. So when people are saying more body, no, you didn't hang off your butt more, like the track day coaches, I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just drives me up a wall. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
be efficient with your eyes and your brakes and you'll
yeah.
get twice as far.
Yeah, it comes back to that efficiency you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things where that's the first thing that a lot of coaches jump to because it's the easy thing to see right away,
To
right?
see, yes.
Yeah, yeah, easy thing to identify. And I know we worked on this with the N2 folks
Yeah.
and the coaches. So yeah, definitely, definitely. Cool, cool. So last couple things here. What are you currently working on as far as improving? What are you trying to improve right now?
Right now it's for racing, it's right now I've created a bad habit. I've been kind of working with vision a little bit.
Hmm.
Like I need to. I've been riding, the R1 endurance bike and stuff like that. It's point and shoot kind of deal.
Yeah.
And riding this Harley now, you gotta kind of have to roll speed a little bit. So it's not just
Yeah.
point and shoot, getting in there. So I need to open stuff up a little bit.
Mhm.
Barbara, I struggled. Like I was pretty good through the first sector, last sector kind of deal. With the thing on the side of the tire, rolled it really well, could roll with the guys. But the kind of hard braking stuff, I tend to see to kind of just tip in a little early and it just killed like that. I could not say for the life of me get out of turn five and it
Yeah.
killed me. Like it was bad. Like it
Yeah.
was the worst sector. I was terrible. And that's where I was losing 0.6 of a second
Oh
a
wow.
lap is into five and out of five, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
gotta just be patient,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, kind of seeing things, not just freak out and just dive to the bottom because you turn in when you're nervous or not confident. So it's like we
Yeah.
had some issues with the bike handling, so I think it was just kind of combination of everything. I was like, wasn't trusting the front end, but also I can work on my riding just a little bit more, just kind of, you know, understanding, hey, the end goal rather than I need to get there and not point and shoot kind of deal.
Right. Right. Are you doing anything off the track to help with that, or is it just mostly getting laps in and keeping focus
Yeah,
on where you're
I'll
going?
help and just kind of thinking about the process and thinking about the ridge. That's our next race. Just kind of thinking about okay, where I need to prioritize some stuff, right? Where I could tendency to turn in early.
Yeah.
But just kind of thinking it when I'm riding, right? Even coaching, just like, all right, let's even when I'm coaching, open stuff up a little bit and just think about it a little bit. Just try to change
Right.
the thought process of, oh, not now, okay, now,
Yeah.
and not getting the bad habits. Unfortunately, coaching can create bad habits. Sometimes we don't get that fast students. Everybody's at a different level, so you can kind of get some bad habits, but also like making myself all right. Let's not create these bad habits because the pace is off, but let's still work on some stuff. That's the biggest thing I would think.
Yeah, mental, a little more mental focus and awareness
Yeah,
challenge versus anything else. Yeah, yeah, because I'd imagine the physical skill sets there is just all right. My brain has to be on this aspect of what technique I'm applying and how I'm applying it. So yeah,
right.
cool, cool. Let's see. If you had to give a rider just one piece of advice, right? Something to kind of elevate their performance or what they're working on, what would that be, right? If you're just thinking one thing to
Eyes,
help them out. Eyes?
eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
Plain and simple. It's just something we work on too, and that's what I work on. Like right now, it's it's the one of the biggest things that will take your riding from where you are to the next level,
yeah,
without a doubt.
yeah.
Right?
Nice.
Eyes are the biggest thing.
Awesome. Love it. Um, where can we find you, man? Where can we find you on out on social media? How can people follow you?
Yeah, so
Online?
Instagram, I think it's H Dunham underscore 17 or H Dunham 17, one of the two, on Instagram this year. And then, of course, Facebook, just 100 Dunham uh, out there. And then, of course, just on all the Moto America stuff,
Yeah,
seeing at the race. We'll race the Ridge, Laguna, Mid Ohio, and Coda. These last 4 rounds for hooligans.
nice.
And I'm part of the Mad Monkey Tobacco Road Lindell Breaks um, team this year on a Harley Pan America. So kind of been switching around bikes every year, right? A different one, it seems like. But I'm happy to be part of the Harley family. Kind of, they welcomed me in with open arms and kind of getting it figured out this year. Kind of a little bit of a rule change, so we're still trying to figure out and get through their little rule change. For the Super Hooligan class. So, but no,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's great. It's great to be a part of the team. The guys over there, the Brandon, those guys are awesome, and Mark at Tobacco Road. So I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite classes to watch, and
Yeah,
yeah, it just seems like a blast. And I love the fact that I can watch you guys out there too.
yeah,
So it's definitely a lot of fun. Awesome. Well, dude, thanks again, man. This has been fantastic.
yeah. No
Um,
worries.
yeah, looking forward to seeing you back out there. I'm sure I'll see you at the track soon, but
Yeah, of course.
again, thanks for your time, and we'll
Yeah,
catch
no
you.
worries, guys. Thank you, and yeah, all ride safe out there.
Yep. Thanks, man. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Pass it along, share it out with others. And if you have any other ideas for things you want to see, hit me up on social media. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.